Welcome back to Pigsty Archives. Today, we have some news to discuss. Well, not episodes this time, but new information, some history, and a few answers that help explain why Pigsty is still so hard to find, and why it might not be impossible. Recently, I got in contact with Ben Ricketts, the author of a book that featured a section on Pigsty. In the book, he recalled details about episodes, including one where MT ends up semi-naked, and another where Little Pig had a pet rat, both of which aren't seen in the few surviving episodes online. When I reached out, Ben told me he used to have these episodes on old drives sent by someone, but unfortunately, after going through several laptops, they're no longer in his possession. According to Ben, he didn't download the episodes himself, but someone sent them to him during what he believes was a trial period of the BBC archive many years ago. During that time, certain people were able to freely access and download materials, including Pigsty. That access was eventually shut down. Ben believes the episodes still exist in the archive, or in a BBC warehouse. But access now requires you to either work for the BBC, or be part of a production company doing research. As he put it, it would be copyright chaos if they let just anyone in. So yes, the episodes exist. But for now, they're locked behind layers of red tape. I did ask Ben who gave him the episodes back then, but he wouldn't say his reason. That person let a lot of people down and disappeared, owing others episodes or exchanges. Out of principle, Ben doesn't want to recommend them to anyone. That door is closed. But it also tells us this: someone out there once had most of Pigsty, and others might too. Now, onto another lead, one that still lingers in the back of my mind. A while ago, Dark got in touch with Tanya, someone who had a connection to Pigsty. She mentioned she had access to a script, or possibly even a full episode, and said she'd look into it and get back to him. At first, he was hopeful. Tanya seemed responsive, helpful, and like she genuinely wanted to assist. But after a few messages, she went quiet. Dark followed up politely, gave her time, didn't push, but he still hasn't heard back. It's hard not knowing what happened. Maybe life got busy. Maybe she genuinely meant to help and forgot. Or maybe there was never anything there to begin with. It's impossible to say. But the hardest part of this kind of search isn't when people say no, it's when a lead just fades out and leaves you wondering what if. And the truth is, Tanya is still the kind of person I hope will reach out again one day. Because even if it wasn't an episode, even if it was just a small document or memory, it could be something no one else has. Until then, that lead stays open, but inactive. We now know episodes of Pigsty were once downloadable briefly through BBC Archive access. Someone out there had most of the episodes and passed them around. Those episodes still exist somewhere in the BBC system, and there are people like Ben, and maybe even Tanya, who've helped the search in big and small ways. Thanks for watching this edition of Pigsty Archives. The search for Pigsty isn't easy. There are no DVD releases, no official uploads, and very few people even remember the show clearly. Most episodes remain unseen by the public, locked away in archives or long-forgotten drives. But even with all that, we are making progress. Every person who replies, every fragment of information, and every time someone remembers a small detail, it pushes the search forward, even just a little. I've spoken to people who used to work with the show, but I've also spoken to people who briefly had the episodes, and people who genuinely tried to help. I've also had leads go quiet or disappear altogether. That's part of searching for lost media. It doesn't always end with a big discovery, but it builds something slowly. If you downloaded material from the BBC archive years ago, or if you remember seeing Pigsty episodes after they aired, maybe on old VHS tapes, maybe through internal BBC access, please consider getting in touch. You never know which episode might be missing, and even small clips could help complete the picture. And if you don't have anything, but you remember something, a scene, even a broadcast date, that still matters, it all adds up. I'll keep looking, and I'll keep updating you here in the Pigsty Archives. Until next time, thanks again for watching.